welcome to Manchild and the Yogi. So last week we spoke about a lot of things. We talked about sex and cake and social media, which
my je ne sais quoi.
You're just gonna bring it in every week, aren't you?
Hey,
love it.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, je ne sais quoi. Anyways, so
French frogs.
We're gonna focus more on social media this week. We have my sweet friend and one of my teachers at Hilltop Yoga, Susan Blake, is here with us. She works in social media.
Let's get right into it then, because I mean, whatever. This has been driving me crazy. So you got some pulled up there. We are talking about emojis right now for anyone that we just snuck that in really quick.
How to use them.
See, that's another thing. I don't even know how to look at them on my phone. I have to go to a text message or something?
Yeah, so you can pull them up on any keyboard. And so it should be right there. And if you click the ABC, it'll give you numbers.
Yeah.
Mine immediately goes to the pictures.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to Hillary's text message. So there we go.
Yes.
All right, so right now, right here. So I don't feel, because I'm kind of blind too.
Yeah, put those glasses on.
Yeah, they are pretty little.
All right, so
there's a lot of detail in there.
The heart and listen up, yeah, meow. Listen up, right meow. Hey, the only reason Super Troopers 2 was good is because they reference right meow. By the way, just so you know, for you young bucks. All right, so the one with the heart between the two heads, is that definitely a dude and a chick?
Let me see.
Is that a?
Wait, we're jumping right in.
That's a guy and a girl, right? Because you don't want to send it to two gay dudes that you're friends with. They just had a baby, and you can't tell, is that two dudes or two? What was that?
Yeah, so they do try to make them inclusive of different forms of partnership. So there's one with two women, one with a man and a woman, one with two men.
Okay,
and you can also change the skin tone, all kinds of stuff.
I'll tell you how I feel most of the time because I don't want to offend someone. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, a friend of mine in LA is always posting his daughter, and she's so cute and like doing cool stuff or whatever, like kind of like adult shit, like, oh, she's got a purse on, she's going on. So I'll send the girl doing that thing, but does that make me look like a kook?
So
you know what I mean? It's like,
I wouldn't send
because she looks like she's doing yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't send the dancing girl. That one's like, we're going out partying. That's
so it's like my daughter's 5, she's not a whore.
Yeah, so the dancing girl's like a sexy emoji, so I might not send that.
So I get nervous and then I don't send it. So know what I end up sending? Here's the good old emoji for the old goon like me. The laugh cry face. I go here. That's like
that's perfect.
No, but it's just like oh, he doesn't know what to send, so he's gonna keep sending that safe. You know. What about you, honey? Pick one. We don't know. We use the same one.
Oh, there are so many. I mean, I have so many questions about like the eggplant is my main question.
That's about jizz, right?
No, that one's just like phallic in general, and so can mean like being hungry, being thirsty, can be like
so we got
suggestive, etc. But it's always sexual.
It's always sexual.
Phallic, yeah.
I think
let's regroup. Let's regroup for a second. So,
Wait,
Susan, I want to ask. So we got to start so we can get some clarity because now I'm just really interested. Your job is to do what? At your job, your day job.
Yeah, so I help advertisers figure out how to reach an audience on Snapchat.
Okay.
And so our audience is pretty young.
Okay.
They're pretty tech savvy. They use emojis, images, etc.
Sure.
We also work with a lot of other social media partners as well, and so we're really looking at, how do you engage these audiences that are really used to talking with pictures.
Sure. So you are. But for your job, look at these. I can't even put them on with the freaking headphones. So with your job, you need to be able to go, hey guys, this one will be great for it because it means this. Like
we just try to make things contextually relevant. So, for example, the fire emoji was really popular, where people would say it's lit, right?
God,
and so that could mean that something's exciting. That could,
right.
Allude to an event. And the more that you use the images and the words that people are using, the better your message comes across.
Okay, so let's get into these crazy ones right here. And I'm sorry that everyone can't watch because we're not live streaming. So this guy right here, this red guy with a blue-looking mask over his mouth, what the fuck is that?
Okay, so that's an angry guy with an ampersand, $, exclamation point over the mouth, with like his brows furrowed, and so that's like an angry person swearing.
I just realized half of my
and so that's when you're like pissed and you're going like for you it. Yeah.
So actually, I just realized my biggest problem with these emojis is I can't see what's on there. So
if you click on it, it'll get bigger in the text box.
He's like, why does he have a zipper on his mouth?
The funniest thing
there is There's one that's our lips are sealed. He has like the wide eyes.
Yeah, our
the
lips
zipper
are
goes
sealed.
across the right.
So I sent someone the fist, the pound or whatever. And,
That's a good one.
But he goes, in my world, that means, like you're mad at him or something. But I thought it meant, yo, sup.
Mm-hmm. And so I definitely see it more as like a high five type of thing, or like
It's not
I'm
how
down.
I see it.
You see it as like a punch.
Do you ever see any white guys sending black thumbs up? Just because they are so delusional about their life.
I have friends that do that, yeah. No, because they're trying to be inclusive. So yes, they do.
No, when they're white.
Yes, no, I do. I have friends that do that all the time.
So they got to send all the thumbs?
different colors. Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of thumbs, but it's great.
Oh, they do that.
Yeah.
That's considerate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would
So
just,
if you hold it, you can change the color of the skin tone.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
See, there's so many things. Oh, it gives me anxiety just thinking about it. So who's this guy? This cop guy? Who's that lady? What is she doing?
So they have a whole set of like professional ones, and so that's a female. I almost want to say flight attendant.
So when would you send that? I'm just trying to really give a listener.
Yeah. So I actually don't see a ton of people use these on a day-to-day basis unless if, let's say, they're on the airport.
Right.
Or at the airport on a plane, etc., and they're talking about a flight attendant.
Yeah.
They might, and like, let's say they just maybe there's a crying baby on the plane. The flight
Right.
attendant just brought something, and now the baby stopped crying. They might like grab that picture and then do a thumbs up or do like 2 hearts or the praying emoji. And so a lot of it is after you tell a story, adding some additional context
Right.
or making it a little bit more like.
Okay, so I'm going to show you one real quick, and you tell me if this would be like, oh, that, and it makes a lot of sense. If I was talking to like a couple, like it was their anniversary.
Okay.
Check out this shit right here. Boom. She's dancing. He's running towards like, I love you so much.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, you could
that's
totally
good,
do
right?
that. Yeah, that's like, and that would be like a
Shut your
situation
camera.
where they're like going out.
Boom.
Yeah, you could do that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Okay, you do
wanna
it,
do
honey. I guess we got to explain to people, and probably people listening, like, yeah, I'm not an idiot. I know which one they're talking about. I'm the one that's struggling.
I would actually, for the anniversary, I would pick the dancing man and the dancing woman. It's
Okay.
like, you
Yeah.
go celebrate. You guys are great.
For sure.
You know?
All right. Well, see, I got to do that.
So here's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to tell me what these are?
No, I want you to do it.
Okay, so it looks like Hillary's picked a flame, the eggplant, a clap, and a rabbit.
Fuck all day, fuck all night.
Pretty much.
So you would send that if you're sexting someone.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
With like
babe.
emojis. That would
See,
be a
but
pretty
you got it.
suggestive sex.
Don't waste those on me.
I won't. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
So what do you think the kids are sending right now? First of all, I want to tell you about Fire because of being a comedian and everyone's like this lineup and there's a bunch of those things. I want to strangle someone. But yeah, the Fire's played out, right?
It's
Fire.
lit.
It's lit. Is that what it is? It's lit.
Yeah, I would say it's lit. I wouldn't say it's fire anymore.
That's what I really sounded like a piece of shit.
And then
Yeah, definitely don't use that one, Aaron, because you don't know what you're talking about.
so and the young people are even like the 13 to 17-year-olds are even dropping it's in front of it and they're just saying lit lineup, for example,
All right.
versus the lineup's lit.
I remember. Yeah.
Really simplifying things.
So there's
for
a
them.
lot of these freaking animals.
Glasses are totally crooked right now.
I know my glasses are crooked.
You look
So this is what's messed up. So you said the ones that
ridiculous.
people don't use a lot. There seems to be a shit ton of them though. Fish. Isn't there like a hypodermic needle on here?
Sorry, can you show me?
I don't know. I thought there used to be like a needle on here. Or something.
Yeah, that one actually people use when they're getting tattoos.
When they're getting tattoos.
Yeah, it
When they're
doesn't-
shooting dope. I'm just kidding.
No,
Sorry.
maybe they also use that. And so the nice thing about emojis is like when you they add context to what you're
Yeah.
talking about, and so it like the image really feeds into the conversation. And so in different uses, it might mean different things, but
Okay,
in
so-
general, that's the most common.
Okay,
use of
let's
that
try
one.
this then. So if you want, so let me get this straight. So really talking through pictures, do you think you could say to get across to Hillary, I'll be there in a few through like 3 emojis?
Well, she
Is
should.
that too much? Is that too much?
Yeah, but you just gave her what it is. She should just text it and see if I can
All
figure
right, let's
out
try
what
that.
it is.
Send Hillary just whatever. Because if you're really talking through emojis, right?
So I mean, can you have whole conversations?
I wouldn't say people use only emojis. I feel like they more enhance the conversation that's going on.
Right,
so
all
right, that was I don't want to send you down a rabbit hole with my bad idea.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, so we could say
it's like how big this goon wants me to.
I think that's a good idea.
To write a beginning, a middle, and end with all emojis.
Create a
what
new
did I sign up for?
Mm-hmm.
So to get into freaking.
Oh God, I wish I could see.
So let me. I can
Heartbroken.
give it a shot.
All these hearts, a lot of hearts.
So, I guess we should get into like
the
the language that kids use by not actually using words anymore.
I know it's very old now.
Besides like emojis, all their little. What are you sending me?
There are acronyms for shit now that's like
yoga thumbs up. Yeah.
Let me see it.
It's true.
All right, yoga thumbs up. Okay.
Another one you could do is. Oh, sorry. Let me find.
Okay, so it's very quiet because we're all on our phones now. And just
isn't this exciting, guys?
By the emoji world. I mean, I feel like most of them are self-explanatory until you get into the it gets weird.
Okay.
Which one? What do you think? What are the weird
Just
ones?
why would I send you a shoe or a guy with a tie on? Maybe that one makes okay
sense.
sense.
So shoes people use when they're packing and stuff. A guy with a tie on might be again contextual. Like if you're at a wedding and somebody's giving like a speech, or I don't know who else uses ties. Maybe like bankers and stuff. Someone going for an interview. Yeah. Things like that.
Just say like you're boring.
So the ones that I like.
Yeah, or say like you're like dressed up.
The ones
mostly boring.
This guy's tired as hell.
You have a tie on, you're boring.
I'm tired as hell.
Cobra, there's a cobra.
I like the ones.
A really interesting one actually is the octopus.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Yeah.
And so a lot of people use not that one, the purple one that's bubbly at the top.
Oh, I do see a lot of people use that. What's that for?
Yeah, that one's like cuddly or like sending someone a hug.
Okay.
Things like that.
You know which one
which is
I
a little
hate?
bit deceiving.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The girl with her hands out.
The girl shrugging.
Oh, I want to punch somebody.
But maybe
in the face.
she doesn't know.
You know what?
I'm just saying, maybe she doesn't.
You know, I hate when people say I don't know.
Maybe the lady doesn't know. I say I don't know all the time.
I know, and you tell me, Aaron, I'm saying I don't know because I don't know. Yeah, it's so annoying.
But it's the truth. Why would I lie to you?
Because you're the truth.
Something up
you have the truth.
if I don't know.
All right. So what's up with blue hearts? It doesn't matter. These are just you choosing the hearts you want to do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
most people just pick the colors.
Which heart is? Okay.
A red heart is definitely like a love heart. I would say most of the other colors are neutral.
And I'll say that, and I can vouch for all the other skaters that I know too. Like we're all softies, and like a friend passed away or like it's someone's birthday, we send hearts now. Like so, it's like sweet. It's all like like no homo love stuff or whatever you want to. Sorry,
which is good. Sometimes you don't know what to say, and you just want to let someone know you're thinking. Of them.
I like that stuff, and I send hearts a lot. What else do I send?
I hope you don't send flags.
No, this was
or any of these weird things in squares.
Well, this shows me what I send the most of, right?
Yeah.
So I send the girl dancing, probably to a 5-year-old on accident. The lady dancing, the heart, the crying face, thumbs down. Mine are all negative. Slap hands. Does that mean like steps up? Cool guy. I go back and forth between sunglasses and the heart eyes. If it's someone that I'm super chill with, but I'm not trying to make them feel uncomfortable. Because first of all, being a married man, like I don't want to be sending someone a weird emoji, right?
Better not.
But I don't mean any of it because you know.
I don't care. That'll get you in trouble after this tutorial. Now that you know.
And, so I would for like platonic conversations, I'd stay away from any of the faces with hearts or any of the ones with their tongue out.
With their tongue out. Okay.
Or
what
any
about
of
the
the ones
sideways
that are
tongue with that one? That one that's like
that one's like
that's like right?
Yeah, where there's one eye bigger than the other and the tongue's off to the side.
Silly,
that one's like we're being silly, getting ridiculous.
It's all so stupid. This is what I love about one of my best friends, Mr. Branson in LA. I sent him an emoji once. He called me. Literally, as soon as I texted, he goes in his deep baritone soap opera voice. He's like, "Buddy, don't ever fucking do that." He's like, "That's not you, buddy." He's like, "That's not us, buddy." You know what I mean? So I was like, so there's certain people I don't send any emojis to, and he's one of them.
So I think like it's easier than to just write 3 o'clock than to scroll half a mile down to go to the 3 o'clock clock. Does anyone use the 3 o'clock clock? Say clock.
Yeah.
Just say clock.
Yeah, I would probably.
Do you use clocks?
I don't, but kids do.
Kids really?
Yeah.
You know,
and
I wish we had one of your
You
kids'
can
phones.
actually type into the message field, and I wonder if the clock comes up. But we don't recommend the clocks for clients. But if
Right.
you type in 3 o'clock, you can actually just send the image.
Oh,
So let me ask you
look at
this. So
that.
give me an idea of like if you're pitching to a client or whatever, like what goes on like at work today? Like what was some not details like the person, but like it's
Yeah.
like, so what are we doing here, Susan? Like this stuff isn't working. Damn it! I sent her a heart face, and now she's gonna sue me. I'm Me Too'd up in this, whatever, right?
That's very dramatic.
I want to be Me Too'd so bad.
I'm not usually in that conversation. I do think we see some campaigns that are more successful than others
Right.
based on how relevant they can make them to
Sure.
the audience.
Sure.
And a lot of times that means using things like emojis or augmented reality or different kinds of images that are like
Augmented
how
reality.
people are taking photos on their phone.
Gotcha.
And so if you can make an ad on Instagram, for example, look like a post that someone would normally do on
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
you get a lot more engagement.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is important to know.
Yeah. And so you just want to make it look as natural and as native to what a person would do as possible.
Well, what I see, a lot of people just have more fun with them. I want to have more fun.
You got to play
If
around.
I'm
Look,
going to use them, you know what I mean?
one that I really like is the nerdy glasses.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
No, she wasn't picking on you. I'm not.
I know.
It wasn't to you.
No. Oh.
So what is that? So what does that
No,
one
I
mean?
actually use this one a lot. Like if you say something silly or
Yeah.
if you're joking, this one often like lightens
There is
a text before.
There is part of me that's like, I'm a real dude and I don't need to be emojiing people, but then I don't know. That's just me being stupid, right?
I don't know.
Have a little fun, right?
Have a little fun, Aaron.
Or sometimes if you're sad and want
Oh, what's
someone
the
to pay
skull?
attention, you can do that one.
Oh,
that one's death. So
Oh, for
like
real?
a lot of times what people
Like
will,
I want you to die.
no, like I feel
Or
like,
like-
death, like I'm so hungover, they send the skull.
So this one
You
gets
better not have
sent.
that
So this
problem.
one. So this one in
Yeah, so maybe stay away from
Logan
that.
Square. It's just like all those all day. It's like,
Wrigley.
oh my God! I'm so death.
Yeah.
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
Those kids party.
Another popular one's the poop emoji.
Yeah, dude. What's up with you? Honey.
Yeah, what?
You could chill on sending me. You flip me off a lot.
I do. I love the flip off. It's
I
one of my
hate that.
favorites.
I think it's so. I think it's so
perfect.
spineless. to
That's the
flip someone off
reaction
with
I'm
an emoji.
looking for. Is there a reaction? And look, I've gotten it. Even residually gotten.
And what's up with all this? What's
reaction.
up with all this sign language right there? What's going on? I don't even know. Heavy metal. What else?
One is like pointing to something, so that
Okay.
usually comes with another one.
Right. Black
the peace
hand.
fingers.
There's
If
none
your
of
fingertips
that.
are crossed,
Right.
sometimes that's like you're telling the truth or you're lying, depending on which way they go.
Oh, yeah, oh my God.
And so that's supposed to be A-okay, but in yoga language, that's Shnana Mudra.
Well, okay. So this one,
Yeah.
this thing, that's condescending as fuck to people, right?
Not to yogis.
If you end your conversation with someone through text message with a okay, that's like pretty.
Yeah, that one's a little passive aggressive.
Need I say
because you could just use the thumbs up, and that would be like
Right.
good to go.
What What is it?
The eyes are popular.
Nice. The eyes are popular.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you think it is about all this shit that makes us like anxious? Like where it's like, what did he mean by that? Did he really mean that? Or did? And I know this has been covered like on TV shows or what that means and stuff, but it's like it really does do something. Like, did I send the right one? Because because it's important somehow.
Yeah.
We've made it important.
Well, I think all new things take some time to getting used to, right? And so
Yeah.
people always kind of respond to change with a little bit of
that's true.
anxiety.
Nobody likes
We don't
change.
know enough.
No,
we don't
no.
know enough about emojis yet. It's
Yeah, and
still too
maybe-
new.
It's still new.
In 20 years,
Weed
I
and
died.
emojis.
I said the wrong emoji.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it
And
out.
you'll find a few that really work for you, or that you see people use pretty frequently. And I think that's what gives people some sense
Yeah.
of calm around it.
You know what? I'm so.
And it adds good context,
That's
right?
true.
Someone sending something funny or like
Yeah.
reacting to something funny
Yeah.
that you say with like
Yeah.
the laughing and crying
Yeah.
emoji. Like
Yeah,
you can
I use
almost
those a
picture
lot.
them. You can almost picture them laughing.
so
right?
which one? So that's LOL basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's talk about those. Do you know all those?
What?
All those,
the
all those
acronyms?
in the kid language and they don't spell anything anymore. It's just
her oldest kid a while ago sent me the broken down, like it was the acronym for the acronym. Like it was just like, instead of like just saying not right now or something, it was even slanger than that. Like instead of NR or NR, it was NRN. It was like, but it was like broken. It was broken English acronym. I was like, holy shit! You literally you're able to break down that you're not speaking correctly into this abbreviated thing. It's like horse shit.
Yeah, spelling tests don't exist anymore because nobody knows how to spell.
No one does.
Well, you
right?
don't need to, right? So why should they spend their time on it?
When are they going to fix so like my grammar's always perfect when I'm typing?
That's coming. Yeah.
It is, right?
So there's Grammarly available on desktop that's starting to do that, and I think Apple's gonna copy that.
They are. What's up, Apple, for all us goons? You know, I see it all the time. I'm the first to admit, I'm like, why do you have an iPhone? Because I don't know how to use a phone. Like, I see people with their hand, like, because, dude, I was taking pictures, like, people would, after the show this weekend, they're like, oh, can I get a photo with you? And, like, Bobby, whatever. So we were all taking photos. I had this one guy's phone. I go, what kind of phone is this? He's like, Android, whatever. Beautiful camera, beautiful phone, and we're so. Do you have an iPhone too?
Yeah, I do have an iPhone.
But for work, you probably don't, right? Or is it the same thing?
No, I bring my own device.
Okay.
So I only have one phone, but I totally agree. The Samsung and some of the
or that Google
phones,
Pixel or something is like the shit.
Cameras are so amazing, and they were waterproof before this one.
Yeah,
they have
these phones are horse shit, and we just keep using them.
I love my phone.
You know, there's a chapter. Have you ever seen that book, What White People Like?
No.
James could probably look up, but there's a book on what people. There's a chapter on Radiohead, and it's a satire book, and there's a chapter on Apple products, and white people are like, I'm not that into Apple, and it's like Apple. Like my iPad falls out with the laptop and the thing, you know.
Apple Watch.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just a white thing. Nobody get like,
No, you are really guilty of that though. You love Apple. You have
because I don't.
Apple
if
devices.
You gave me an Android phone and told me to call 911, I wouldn't know how.
No, but honey, do you even know how on this phone? Like,
you know what still blows my mind?
Yeah,
when people do this with those Androids when they go like this to open their phone with the predicted.
Yeah. Oh, and they can type like that too. They don't have to pick their finger up.
What does that mean?
On the keyboard. Yeah, you just trace over the letters and it'll create a word.
Oh, I could do that on my. I had a tablet that I could do. That. I love that actually.
And I don't.
Really
I don't even want to know how that works because it'll just blow my mind. But
I feel like we have a hard enough time with these though. I mean, honestly, maybe not these, but like some of your other devices. How many times have we been like, we need an Apple class?
Okay, so here's the example. I guess maybe this is turning into a little bit about technology, but like I mean,
let's do it.
You know, but okay, so this is me a couple days ago. Rolled into Apple like guns blazing, like these new, because I got the new AirPods now that are $40 more just because I left my other ones at Delt in the terminal. So I didn't want those. They were great. But what happened is, do you have the AirPods?
I do.
So when you hit the eye in settings that shows where you're connected, it says left and right ear. Is it to Siri or because somehow I got it to music and it wasn't on Siri anymore, and I was doing this and it wasn't working, so I assumed immediately that my earpods were shit. So instead of walking in and going, I'm probably a goon. And this, you know, can someone help me? Preferably someone under the age of 22. I walked in and said blah 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 or whatever, and he goes, "Let me just say it real quick." He goes, "Yeah, no problem. It's just your things are on music instead of Siri." But I was walking in like, "These are broken."
So he's walking down the street in Indiana, just furiously tapping his ears.
No, but or I
just literally. Like,
I'll tell you
mad,
right. I tell you right now.
On his own
I am
head.
not the person that's using my earpods on the street, like going to get a coffee, listening to some music. Not that that's a bad thing. That's awesome. I'm driving and I'm trying to talk to someone. So I'm like, I want to hit it and go, call so-and-so. Call, and I have to say the right, call Hilaire because your name's on. It's like, it's like, because that's what and it wasn't doing that. It was going right. The music kept coming into my earpods. Yeah. I was ready to murder someone.
Yeah, they are. You do.
So this is
they are hard to set up, but you can customize them, which is interesting because most of the stuff on the iPhone you can't customize.
Right.
What you get is what you get,
right?
And that's part of the appeal.
And don't they do that? Don't they do that because they want to keep us like? I mean, this is pretty shitty, the things that they're coming up with. Like, this is the new earpods are $40 more. What do they do? Oh, if you have a charging dock, it'll charge it on that. So it's like, go buy something else from us just to have this. It's like, I do hate them, but it's like, I feel like it's like the girlfriend that treated me like shit that I keep coming back to that only calls me when nobody will fuck her or something. This is before we're married. You know what I mean?
It better be. Better be. Or we're having a whole different conversation.
I feel like an abusive abusive relationship where it's like I was telling me, I was like, why you keep going back to that? They don't treat you right.
Well,
you know what I mean?
do you really feel like Apple doesn't treat you right? I feel like they have so much customer satisfaction.
I agree.
The product is really good. It works how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they add small incremental things, keep increasing prices, but whatever you get is always reliable.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I love it. I mean, I'm never gonna have an Android. I don't want to. Yeah.
Everything's on it.
Green text message.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's
a pretty big deal.
This is how
where are they?
This is how stupid this stuff has made me that I've actually asked a friend like, hey man, why is your phone green? And he goes, because I got the Google Pixel and it's the shit. I was like, okay, well, it's green, right? It's triggering me.
I used to get pissed at you because yours was green.
Oh no, you were annoyed with it because she thought if it was green, it meant that I turned my. I guess it is your iMessaging is off.
Yeah. Or you're on an airplane.
She thought I was under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
The other thing that's frustrating is if you're in a group text and one person has a green message, it can break the whole thing.
Oh, that's right. She was in a group text with some of her old yoga friends or whatever, and like your friend
shout out.
Your friend Rachel doesn't have an iPhone, so she couldn't get the pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah, so we kept sending her a message that said, "Get a smarter phone," because she needed a smarter phone.
Isn't it weird though how this shit's important?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and they know. Yeah. They totally know.
But that's the thing. Like, what happens? I mean, really, what happens when all technology goes away? What are we going to do?
When's it going to go away?
I mean, how many phone numbers do you actually know?
Like 5.
Yeah.
And they were all from before age 10.
Right.
It's weird. It's weird. This is whose phone numbers I know. I know your phone number. I know. I do.
I know you better.
I know, but Jeff. I know Jeff and Perry's, and I know somebody else's just because it's super easy. And even the 917 from New York, 917.
818.
818. Oh, herpes.
Hey.
What?
Watch the
Valley's making it come back.
You know what? The Valley never went away. We're not. You're gonna get
okay.
In trouble.
So listeners, if you didn't know, so Hillary back in the day when she was still acting and all that stuff, she lived in Danielson Town, Reseda, baby.
Actually, I was already a yogi, and I did live in Reseda and owned my home, and I freaking loved it because I would do yoga outside, and it would be like 115 degrees.
Oh, that makes me want to.
It was so great.
To be that hot makes me want to.
It does sound pretty miserable.
I did have to have a little kiddie pool to dump my mat in because my mat would start to burn me because it would be so hot.
The ground would be too hot.
The ground would be too hot. It's true.
So I want to. We'll switch it a little bit because I had a question.
The air gets all blurred.
How did you guys meet?
Yoga. We met through. Who brought Jamie? Did Jamie bring you?
Mm-hmm.
That's the connection.
I lived with Jamie in college, while she was doing her training as well.
Yeah. So Jamie's been with me a long time. She trained at the original studio in Michigan and now lives in Chicago. So
you guys have been a godsend for the studio.
For sure.
We've really enjoyed it.
You guys are loving it, right?
Yeah, it's been really fun.
I gotta get to class.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you should come.
I need you to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I need to go. It'll
be fun. I dragged Darren as well. He's a big fan of the $5 Sundays.
Yeah, that's great.
And so if you're going and you want some moral support, I will totally bring it.
That's another thing is like I know that I'm doing it wrong. So if she's not there, I don't want to end up doing yoga wrong for a month and then
they'll fix you.
Yeah,
they'll all fix you.
Oh yeah.
Is yoga easier if you're not fat? Right now for me. Now I'm saying that I don't want to fat shame it. I'm saying as far as like how I'm feeling when you say I see it when you like do the bend over and touch your toe. No, when you're sitting down and you feel my gut gets in the way and it feels like torture.
Well, but here's the thing. I mean, yoga is all about being where you are. Show up where you are.
Right.
And recovery says that too, right? You meet yourself.
They say show up and don't die. Yeah.
Yeah. You meet yourself where you are, and that's yoga is accessible. Has to be accessible to everyone. No matter shape, size, age, etc., ailment, no matter what. So, but the key is to make sure that anyone ends up in the right room.
Right.
Because if you're in a room that's moving too quickly, you're going to hate it. If you're in a room where you're not, this won't happen at my studio, but if you're in a room where the teacher's not that knowledgeable and doesn't know how to keep you safe, you're going to get hurt. And
I see a lot of dudes at the studio. By the way, Hilltop Yoga, 1224 Grace Street. 1222 West Grace Street, Chicago, Illinois. Next on Common Ground right there in Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
$20 unlimited for 2 weeks.
That's right.
What? But I see a lot of dudes in there.
Yeah.
And for one thing, they're their posture, like look how I'm sitting right now. I'm sitting like a psycho. It's like, I mean, like I need to set up straight, but I think what yoga hopefully will teach me is that once I get used to actually sitting up straight and not looking like a hunchback, that it won't make me feel like also like a douchebag. Because when you're sitting up straight, you feel like, hi, like this doesn't feel normal to me now.
You don't have to ape out though. I mean, you don't have to ape out.
For everyone listening, she's broadening the shoulders, making some fists.
Nipples to the wind.
Nipples to the wind. Don't clench clench your butt cheeks.
Don't squeeze your butt cheeks.
Yeah, never.
Because that's what people do. I'm gonna start. You start saying to people on the street, I'm like, yo, bro, loosen up the butt cheeks, dude. You look like your set was all right. Calm down. Clenched up. Well, you didn't bomb.
The thing is, too, is that you learn to see and read people's bodies, right? So your shoulders dropping forward, that's more than physical.
See, that's another thing.
It's true.
I have a bit about it, too. It's like, I don't want to get on a mat and find out how many doors are going to open that I need to then clean out those closets. Because I want to I'm not trying to peel back the whole, how blooming onions all open? Yeah. Every crevice has got batter in it.
Yeah, you can see right into the center.
I thought about the blooming onion from Chili's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Those are good.
So this is what I feel like. I feel like the hot oil that does that, I feel like that's what yoga might do to me if I stick my round onion in there. So, I'm getting deep with it. The little cuts, but the thing is,
You have to peel the layers.
But babe, I'm telling you right now, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I do not have time to literally, like when you go to therapy, come back for the next 10 years, 3 days a week, and we'll fix you, buddy.
Okay, so here's the thing. No, you have to have time because the truth is, this is your only lifetime as this person in this body as Aaron. So
I'll come back
if you don't fix it now, you're going to turn right around and have to do it again next time around.
Okay.
So why not make some progress now?
I hear that, and I want to be out there.
Heal.
Yeah, and one of the things, Hillary, that I like that you told is like you can open the box of monsters and take one out at a time. So you're not the bloomin' onion with everything exposed,
I'm friends with
shriveled by the fryer. It just might be the outside layers for a bit, and then those will shrivel away, and then it's the next layer.
But I do know this from recovery too. It's like the things that used to be like whole, like I'll tell you this straight up. Anyone that's like suffering from addiction or whatever, like. And the anxiety that you can manifest in I had a dream once that felt so real that actually woke me up, where it felt like there was a shadow like coming onto me, like it felt like it was happening. And if Hillary, you would say that was real.
I would say that was real.
Like you're like, that was a fucking ghost.
I would say that was a fucking ghost.
You were possessed.
I would say that was something watching you sleep.
No, but it's like the thing. It's like I think your mind can be so powerful with like how much anxiety you throw at it. And like you said, if I could just be like, I'm gonna take this one out, put that one back, like or like that weird cartoon with a Nick Kroll's cartoon with the what's it called with the monsters with his jerk off boogeyman.
Oh, what is that called? I don't remember.
On Netflix,
Big Mouth.
Yeah,
all
those people. It's like
good.
it's wild. It's but it's I think there's a lot of stuff that does manifest, but I do want to figure out a way to take little things out, like my friend. You met Kristen Toomey.
Yeah.
And this is a friend of mine. She's another comedian, great comedian, by the way. But she, we were coming back around the road, and I was driving her and this other comic back into town, and she saw how I was kind of processing things. Like, everyone else gets drunk after, so everyone does this, and I just have all this like, okay, I'm done. Then, like, she goes, I want you to know that I see that you're trying. That like, I see you trying.
The effort, yeah.
Like trying not to lose my cool just for no reason or pick up a drink. And I mean, I don't have the urge to drink or anything, but like she goes, I see you trying to be different, or whatever. And I was like, oh, it was really sweet, by the way. And it was also like, yeah, I get, because it's, to work on yourself and not see, and not even always know the results or right away. It's like, it's a trying thing because you have to have faith.
You have to. Yeah, go.
Oh, totally. And I feel like sometimes it feels like you're plateauing, but just from, sometimes it's just, you're not looking quite from a distance.
Right,
and having that outside perspective is helpful.
Yeah.
Which is nice with the teacher, because they can really identify, where you're making progress and where you might not have seen it yourself.
And then I can't help but be skeptical of a lot of things, because then I see there's that psycho, like, Patrick Bateman kind of guy from American Psycho that's just like doing the yoga, but you can tell that they're just an evil just person in general. People that are just methodically like, I'm doing this and this, and my sheets are 500 thread count, and
But that's not yoga then. I mean, that's the truth. The first
You
rule
know
of
what
yoga,
I mean?
the first rule of yoga is ahimsa, which basically means nonviolence.
Yeah.
If you're doing yoga in a violent way,
well, I just
then
meant as
it's
far
not
as like,
yoga.
like the thing is like, I see people doing everything that's like supposed to be like really like nurturing to your soul to make you a better person with an edge and all this stuff. And sometimes I'm like, things have to be organic for me to wrap my head around sometimes.
Yeah,
so that,
for sure.
But there's also like, that's also my lack of confidence in not seeing things through. So that's like, like, who knows if I'm like, that's the thing with like comedy, like, you bomb enough where you're like, oh, wow, I never would have known that if I wouldn't have got on stage and took a hot one in front of 4 people. You know what I mean? But it's also with yoga, it's like I might really, like with sobriety, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you're like, oh, wow. Like there are things that I've changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still hard to get me to make myself take those leaps of faith, because I'm like, right now it's about not feeling safe.
Yeah. And it's challenging too, because like branding things as self-care is so in advertising in the media right now, and you're told as you scroll through Instagram that you can buy self-care with a candle and a bath. And or it's like what I realize I do a lot of times too. It's hard
like,
to differentiate.
I will do like, I'll be like, I'm gonna eat really well from now on. Like I'm gonna eat better, and then I'll starve all day, and I'll end up eating literally the biggest piece of garbage instead of just eating 3 kind of bad things. Because instead of just taking things a little bit, like, take it easy on yourself, Erin, but don't have a pizza in bed by yourself at like 11:30. You know what I mean?
But yeah, don't do that. But I think what's really important too is to we always, you don't want to live in the past. You don't want to look behind you, right? But you always have to recognize where you're coming from. So even that behavior with food, and we spoke about this in the last episode, that's an addictive behavior. But better this addiction than the other one. This one than the last one. But, you know what I mean? There's still progress being made.
So what it is, I mean, I think everyone feels this way too. It's like, for me now, because of my sobriety, I hate it when anything is like, I call it like the bitch on my back. Like, I don't want to be like, I need my coffee. Nobody talked to me until I've had my coffee. Right. Or no, I need this, I need that. I know with something like Yogi, like you need it, but you don't really walk around dogmatically talking about it that way either. But it's like, how people, when you need, I don't want to need anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anymore. Because I used to have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have a drink so I could go back to sleep. I don't want to feel that way ever again. Yeah. Not that cake would ever do that. If I got up in the middle, cake,
Yeah. Well, it is tough to go from, that type of behavior automatically to not needing anything to distract yourself from the world. And so sometimes it's nice to replace an addiction or replace a thought pattern with something that's the opposite. Yeah. And then you can remove the positive experience slowly.
You see everyone doing it different ways. I mean, I know people in the program, it's just like, that just turn to like, they become like sex addicts. I'm like, dude, you quit drinking and doing cocaine to now be the sober creep trying to smash everything in your It's like, that sounds horrible. That sounds like good, fun, drunk behavior.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like,
I just want to be normal.
They warn about that in yoga. It's brahmacharya. It's celibacy. And they warn it. They warn people not to do it unless they're really ready to do it. Because that's what it leads to. Like, preserved sexual energy, ojas, is our strongest energy that we carry because we're animals. Yeah. So if you take something away and you pack it in and pack it in and pack it in, it's going to go somewhere. And often it leads to abuse, addiction, etc. because there's all this pent up energy that has nowhere to go.
Well, I think how are we doing, James?
I'm at like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So, honey, I don't know. This went pretty well with this one, right, Susan?
Yeah, this has been super fun. Thanks for having me.
I wish I would have had more of a game plan to like. Today, her and I were like, let's write things down and what we're gonna structure this. But like,
that doesn't sound like her at all.
The opposite of what I said.
It's funny. This is the thing. I'm so unorganized, but in my head, if I tell myself I'm gonna be type A about this, and like, but I'm like type Z. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, what if I told somebody I was type A, honey? Would you be like?
I'm
not really a detective.
You're not sure what that means. That you're not sure what type A means.
Does that mean aggressive?
Right.
Type A. Yes, I want what I want now.
No.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Susan, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Manchild and Yogi, love you.
I love you. I'm bored with you.
You're bored with me?
Yeah, I love you.
I love you. Bye.
Manchild.